Hello everyone, today we'll be starting our backend. So backend we are using Firebase. Firebase is a BaaS, backend as a service. So unlike other backend services where we create our own servers and all, here we'll be using a cloud service which is backend as a service which provides its own services. Just we have to use those services to make our backend. So if you are going with some other backend like Express or Django, where we have to create first our servers, then the infrastructure, then the back database design and everything. Whereas in Firebase, it provides inbuilt functionalities which we can directly use to make our backend. So to start with that, you can go to this documentation. Here I have provided two packages which you have to install. npx expo install Firebase. Copy this, go to your terminal. So this is my project terminal, paste here, hit enter, let it install. Then one more, npx expo install react native async storage. Copy this, go to your terminal, paste it here, hit enter. See, react native async storage and also Firebase. I already installed that. Then after installing this, we have to create one file called firebase.js or firebase it's your wish. So what is a root? Basically this is your folder structure, right? This is my folders. So instead of clicking on app, previously we were clicking on app and then create folder, right? Now you will be clicking in the empty space here. See, when I click in this empty space, you can see a border around this workspace. Now click on new file, write firebase.js. Created this firebase.js. I have to provide some configurations over here. So if you think I can directly copy paste this, no. Here I have written Firebase config. Inside of this I have written your API key, which means you need your API keys and all this. You can get this from the Firebase official website. So go to Firebase. This is called Firebase. When I click here, make your apps the best it can with Firebase and generative AI. Here it will be asking you sign up option. Because I already created my account, it is showing me go to console. Click on go to console or you will be directly redirected here. After coming here, you have to create your own project. Here I did few projects here. Click here, create project. Here you have to give your project name. It can be anything. Let's use some random name. Should I give? I'm just giving some random name. It's your wish. No need of this. Create project. See, now it's done. Click on continue. See, you will be redirected to some page like here. Now we are making it for mobile, like iOS and also Android and also web, right? So directly click on web. No need of iOS and Android. Directly click on web. Here app nickname, you can use same name as your project or it's your wish. Try to use same. Register app. It is asking me to install, but I already did this with npx. Now you can see some configurations here, right? Like conch, Firebase, API keys. Previously I told you to add your own API keys, right? This was the same API keys over there. I can go here, copy this, copy, then continue to console. Go back to your VS Code in firebase.js file. Come here, paste it. Control V to paste, and I can remove these comments. See, This is my basic structure of Firebase, where it will provide me only configurations and a basic structure. So here, using this structure, I have to design it like, do I need authentication, or I need database, or I need any async storage, or everything. You can define that here. So go back to your browser. So today we are working on authentication, right? So go to build, inside of build, go to authentication. Here you have to click get started. When you come here, you can see sign in methods. Go to email and password. For now we are using only this email and password. In some other videos I will try to cover how to use phone and Google. For now, email and password. Go here, enable this, and then save. Done. You can see it is enabled. In this user tab, you can see in the same place of authentication, you can see users tab, right? When user is logged in, you can see their details here, like they provide their sign in details, user IDs and all. You can see them here. We'll try to see that how. Before that, go to documentation. See here, you can see that I have added a section like for Android and iOS, and one more. You can see this is somewhat similar to that, but I have added both web and devices. So what is the difference in this? Because when we are using Firebase, right, for web we have configured, so sometimes it will show you error that your application is already running somewhere. It is initialized more than once. So it is because when you are developing for web and also devices, right, it is working on both things. So that is the reason it will show you that error. To avoid that error, we will be using this both web and devices. If you think I don't want to develop application for the web, I only need for the devices like iOS and Android, then you can go with this. No need of opening your browser and checking that. You can directly use your Xpogo and your mobile. No need of creating this both web and devices. Only you can use this one. But if you want to use web browser, go with this. So what are the key differences? We'll see that first with the for Android and iOS. See here, you can see import initialize app and Firebase app, which is similar to this. Second line, you can see import initialize auth and React Native persistence. So what is the use of this is, initialize auth is used to create the authentication methods and all. You can get all the methods from this. Have an application, the user will not log in every time, right? It's similar to a e-commerce website like Flipkart or Amazon. You will not be showing again and again login, right? Whenever he opens page, once he log in, from the next time you will be directly showing him the home screen and all. So to use that feature, you will be using get React Native persistence. Then what is async storage here? So this async storage is to store these details in your mobile. We'll be using this. Then you don't need to go in detail about this. So this is a basic use of that. Then this is a basic thing you will get from Firebase. Then you will be writing one new function here, export const auth. What is this auth? We will be using this variable name in our application whenever we are trying to get user details or you want to authenticate him. Then this is initialize auth. You can see similar name here, initialize auth, which means we are authenticating him. Authenticate the app we are getting from here. Then we are sending one object, which means in this app we will be storing users data, which is persistence. Get React Native persistence async storage, which means get the details and storing this. So this is the basic overview of that. You don't need to go in detail about that. We'll go here. See, first we'll be writing export const auth. We need authentication, right? Equals to, then we need to initialize the authentication. initialize auth. Previously, see here, previously we were getting some suggestions, right? Like I need to import from some exporter or something, which was because of one extension. For but for this, we won't be getting any extensions like that. Just remember this: initialize auth, create the function, go here at the top, import these brackets, write the same name over there, ini initialize auth. See here, now you can see previously when you were writing here now you were not getting any suggestions, but when you were importing, sorry, see here when you are importing it is showing you some suggestions. Now you can see some suggestions here, right? When you write initialize auth, you can see from where we are importing this from, Firebase auth, because we need the authentication, not Cordova and web extensions, just Firebase auth. Enter. See, it is important now. Done. So what I said previously, we want authentication for application, so app, then comma, what we want to store the details of this persistence, just write persistence. See, suggestion persistence equals to, now what we are using, get react native persistence, right? Even that we are getting from Firebase authentication, you comma, see, even this get react native persistence, then go here, write get react native persistence, then we are writing to where to store the details in the storage, async storage. Even see here async storage, it is showing me suggestion, we are importing this from react native async storage. Done. If you don't remember, just you can go back to the documentation of Firebase also, there you can get these details. Done. Now save this, go back to your application. Previously we were creating tabs for the tab layout, right? This is my previous files. Now I will be creating authentication, so click on this app folder, go to create new folder, then write this auth. Like similarly you created tabs, right? Now you just write auth, hit enter. Now click on this auth, new file. What is my new file? Like I need a sign up and login, right? Sign up.jsx, hit enter. Done. One more file I will create, like login.jsx. Done. See, even here to show different screens I need a layout here for animations and the header. Just go here, right, this layout, just write rnfe, remove this, just write a stack, you know this. What is the name of my files? One more is login. I don't want to show the options. Then when I create any folder or files here, right, I need to mention them in the root layout also. Here this is my auth folder, so I'll go to my root layout. Even here, copy this, see, this is my root layout. I already mentioned about that. See, even here I have to describe that I have a auth folder in my file folder structures. Then save this. Remember, when you get, see, I will show you something. When you get a white dot near your file name, which means your file is not saved, click Ctrl plus S, so that the file is saved. Now close this. We no need this also. So login and sign up. Let's design this RNFP. Done. Go back here. Design this. This will be my view. Inside this I have view. This will be for my text. What is my text? Like sign up screen or create your account. Create your account. Then instead of this I will be having text inputs. Like I need to take user data now. I will be inputting text input from React Native. Close this. How many text inputs I need? Like 2. See, these are my text inputs. Then I need to add some other attributes like styling and also the placeholder. So what is basically placeholder? When you see a login screen, before you type something you can see their email and password, right? So that you can provide that using placeholders. Email, then some style. Secure text. So I think you are seeing this for the first time. Secure text entry, basically you can see the feature like when you are entering password, you can see some stars or the dots over there instead of the text. So you can get that feature using secure text entry. Done. So then a button. Inside of this text. So what is my text? Like login. Done. We'll copy this. You can either use link. I am using teachable opacity only. Here I will write don't have an account. So already have an account. Login. I think you know this. What does this mean? Then this is my basic structure. Go here and run my application. So when I run my application, you can see when I click on sign up, I have redacted. This is my index. See, this is my index screen. When users clicks on this button, like sign up button, I am redirecting him to auth folder inside that sign up page. Then, yeah, this is my page. When I click on this, I am being redirected to this page. Create user account. Here you can see email. You can type my email, password. See, you can see this dots and encrypted code, right? Because of secure text entry. Then a sign up button, and also don't already have an account, login. So let's try to implement the functionality for this, and also let's try to design this. I already designed it, so I'll be skipping that part. So guys, this is a basic design which I made. See, you can see text input, placeholder. I have designed the placeholder, then some styling. So what is the use of keyboard type email addresses? It will show you some suggestions like a email should have at the rate, it should have numbers and all. It will show you by default. And also for password, Secure text entry is to encrypt the data like stars, hash. One button says sign up. Use the link here. Even you can use like this or you can use buttons. It's your wish. Now this are code, right? So when user enters something here, right? See, when users enter something, I need this data to send it to backend. So how I will be doing this? To do that, we'll be using hooks. Previously we have completed a concept called use state, where a state describes about the what is the current state and what is how can we change those states. It includes two variables. One variable is to access the data and one more variable is to change the data or manipulate something. So here, wait a minute, I will remove this and show. See, this is my text input, right? Here I will be writing called value. Remember this, I am not writing anything in this. I'll show you what to write. Then even this value. Done. For now we have only two text fields, so this is done. So after this, write one function, or you can also call this as an attribute on change text. So you can see it's on change text. So what is the use of on change text? So it provides our additional functionalities to change whenever the text is changing, it will take the data. Right. So how to do that? Let's write some hooks here. Const what is the first thing? Let's directly write email. One more, this is to access the email, like whatever email is entered by the user can be accessed using this variable. Then set email, this variable is to manipulate or change the email, like when user is entering something, we can change that using set email. Then use state, where we are importing this from React, not React Native. Then what is the previous state? Like it will be null, so just keep commas, inverted commas or single commas, just keep this. Then we'll be having one more use state, like we can have a number of states. This is one more state, like it will also track the password. This is to access the data inside of password, and one more is to manipulate, right? Set password. So what is the state of this? Previously it will be null. When the user enters something, we will be changing this. Done. So we have written value here, right? We will be writing email here. So what is the use of this is, when user is entering here, when we use states, you can't see anything over here, you can't see the data. So to see the data, we'll be writing value. Done. Then in this place value password. Done. So on change text, I have told you that this is used to track the text inside of the input, like whenever the input is text is changed, it will track the data and it will be storing that. So we need to store that, or we need to manipulate. What we'll be using? Second variable called set email. So here directly I'll be writing set email. No need of creating function. This is the new method where we can directly send our data like this. Instead of creating arrow functions, directly we can use this. Even here, I think I cannot write here. On change text, set password. Done. Now to check whether I am getting my data or not, I can use a print statement to print the data. Like I'll be printing console.log email comma password. In one line I am printing, or you can use this in different line. Done. Save this. Either now go back to your browser. In previous session I told you how to check the console logs. Go to console, click on sign up. Here inside my email, I'll write something. See, can you see my each and every text is being tracked because of on change text, and also the use state here. Every time I enter something, the state is changing from null. Previously, see here, it was null. When I entered A, the state changed to a letter A, like something. It is changing there. Then again after R, yes, like this you can track that. See, when I do backspace also, it is tracking that. Alright. Can you see? This is a use of use state and also on chain text. One more. When I do password, it is encrypted, but even though I can see that in console log. So by this we understood, like, yeah, I am getting the data, so I can use the data to send to backend. How to do that? First I will remove this. Then Firebase provides us few functionalities, direct functionalities. Just it will tell us to create user or a login user. It will provide us direct functionality. We can use that to authenticate the user. So before we do that, we need to handle this data. Now we are getting this data, right? So somehow we have to send this data to some function or somewhere, so that we can handle this. So we have a button in this, right? What is my button here? Like sign up. When a user clicks on sign up, I want this previous data to be sent to backend, so I will be writing a function which will do that work. So in this touchable opacity, this is my button. So here I'll be writing on press. Previously I told you this is a function. So here previously we were writing like this, right? This is called arrow function. We were doing this because when we have one line of work or something, we were using this. But this data and also password data, so instead of using this single line arrow functions, I'll be using a direct function name. Like it's my wish. I am writing here and submit. Handle submit. In this place you can write anything, it's your wish, but for my convenience I'm writing handle submit. Then whenever we are writing some logic, we need to write before this return. Here I will be writing const, what was our variable name over there, what we have written, handle submit. So handle submit. So here equals to, now you write the arrow function. See, this is a way to write a function. Whenever you are writing a function, try to write like this. There is one more method, like function handle submit. Even this will work, but this is the more effective way which we will be using. This is the old method. Done. Inside of this we need the user to be authenticated. So Firebase provides a direct methods, like when you go to your documentation, see Firebase authentication, like configuring our Firebase is done. Now we want sign up or create account. We need to create account, right? I'll go here. So here in this we are done, like we are setting email and password. We'll be working on this now. See, here I have written my function name as handle sign up. Now I have written handle submit. It's your wish, you can write any name over there. So it is providing me a direct method. See here, create a new user with the email and password. So this is a method. This method is directly provided by the Firebase. Create user with email and password. Try to write same caps and all. Then go here, just write create user with. See, when I write create user with, directly you can see some suggestions. Create user with email and password from Firebase. Just click on this. Here you can see it is imported from Firebase authentication. Done. So this is a method. So here previously I told you, when we are working on authentication, we will be using this variable, right? See, now we are using this variable auth. Here I will be writing auth, then comma. Okay, you are authenticating. using what data I have to authenticate. You have to provide here email and password, like these variables. When we are trying to access something, we'll be using these variables, right? Email comma password, done. So this is done, this will be created. So when you are authenticating user, what do you want to do? You directly can directly write in next line or in same line, and then dot, then it is directly dot then. So what should I do if the user is logged in? So instead of this, I will write one arrow function, like user credential. It's your wish, you can write anything. User credit, if you can write user also. We're writing user credential. See, this is a function. So here when I do console.log user credentials, I'll save this. I'll go back to my browser. I'll clear this. See, I have written already this. Sign password, test, sign up. Auth is not defined. So when you get auth is not defined, go back to your authentication. So I have written auth here, but I did not import that. Here you can see I did not import. When I do backspace and write auth again, you can see some suggestions from dot dot slash firebase. So what is this firebase? This is your file name, firebase.js I have written, right? So this is a path of that file. Save this, go back, once refresh. Guys, now you can see a error called 0 auth get react native persistence is not a function. You are getting this error because get react native persistence works in mobile application. As I said previously, it will store the data in the mobile, but this is web application, it can't store like this. So for this I have told you, if you want to work on both web and also Android devices, try to use other option like, where is it? See, both web and devices, when you are trying to make application which will run in browser also, try to use this. So if I don't want to use the browser, I can directly open my Expo app, I can work on that. For now I am using web, no, so I'll be importing this. See, everything is similar, even you can copy paste everything except this, in this middle part. So this middle part will be changing. In place of your API key, you got some other link, right? See this codes and everything, this will be different. So either you can do like this is, remove this from here, control X, it will cut here, go to the bottom, pasted here. I will go here, remove this, or you can paste this in somewhere else. So what you can do is, go here, copy this or remove this from here, open your notepad, see, open your notepad, paste the code, then close this. After this, select everything and delete this or remove this. So now everything is blank. Now go back to the browser, copy this both web and devices, copy, come here, paste this here, done. So now in place of const firebase, remove this, go back, copy this, now paste this here. Now done, your work is done. Now I'll explain you what is this. So initialize app, which will get by default. These get tabs and get app is for web application and also for the production use. When you are trying to deploy this, right, you will be getting one more error. So that instead of getting that error when we are developing, I'm trying to import this now only, get apps and get app. So, or don't even have to remember this, just copy paste this. So basically the configuration part is just copy pasting, you don't even have to remember that, just you have to remember these Firebase API keys are not misplaced. You don't have to change anything in this. If you change anything in this, your application won't run. Okay, see what is this platform.os web. If your application is working on web, run with get auth. If your application is running in mobile, use this initialize auth. This is called ternary operators. Using this logic, I am changing how the application will render. Now I will save this. See, as soon as saved, the error is gone. I'll go to my sign up. So here I added one more thing like user credential dot user. So you'll be checking that. Remove this. Like here. Sign up. Achha. It is error that it should be at least 6 characters. I think I did not add 6 characters in that. Click on sign up. See, when I do sign up, in my console log, I got some data like user ka data, like authentication, what is his email address, display name is null. I will be explaining you what is this display name, what is the use of this. Now email, you can see his email. You don't have phone number because we did not add that feature here. His photos and all, we did not add that. Basically we can see the email address here. If you are working in your mobile, right, you can see same details in the console right here. In this place you can see those details. See, for now the Firebase is just part of copy pasting and also adding your own configuration keys, API keys. After that, in your sign up page, create few text inputs and a button. Then when user is entering something, to handle that we are using use states. Those are your hooks to access those hooks and also to manipulate them. Done. Then when a user clicks on that, we are handling that data using create user with email and password. Here we are doing authentication using email and password. If, which means if this is done, then do, we are writing one arrow function instead of user arrow function. We are just printing something like okay for my confirmation that yeah it is done. Console.log user credentials dot user, which means we'll be getting these user details. Then after this, it was previously shown me one error, right, like in a red color it must be a 6 characters and all. To handle that we can write our own function. Like before this I will write one more function like const validate. This is also an arrow function. In this I'll be writing if email, see you can see if email triple equals to null, which these inverted commas means null or the data is empty. This is called OR operator. If email or the password, any one of these is empty, it will show him a alert, like it will show him a box which says please fill all the fields. Or I can this in other form like see, even this means the same, which means this is normal email. What is the other thing over here is null or inversion of this, which means if this, if I don't have any email here, if I don't have password, show him this. Done. So this alert is used in the web browser, right? Even I want to use in Android device and also iOS. Here I will be writing one more name called alert. We'll be importing this from React Native. Done. Then dot alert. Done. See, when I keep this empty or like this, you can see. Oh, sorry. Here and just write return false. After this function, just write here. Just write return true. If validated function return false, just write return. Yeah. Here I have written a function. So what is the use of this function? It is checking that email is null or the password is null. Show him some alert message like please fill a return false, which means this condition is failed, so this won't work. When it returns true, which means this is done, the condition is checked, now you can validate. Now go here in your main function, right? If you are checking, if this is not true, then return this function. Simply don't perform these any operations. See, you might be thinking what is this, I am learning this for the first time, but the simple logic is this much only. If this is not working, just return this. Don't do any operations further. Create user with email and password, where you are sending authentication email and password. If it is authenticated, you are printing something. We won't be just printing, right? If email authentication is done, we'll be redirecting him to some other page. Just write router, importing the dot. See, previously I was writing push, right? Here instead of push I will be writing replace. So what is the difference between push? In the React router DOM, you can see the history tag, like it will create a tree like structure in which it will store the history, like previous screen, what was the previous screen, what is the present screen. So if I do replace, it will remove that history, so that you won't be getting back to this sign up screen again and again. Then here I want to show him tabs slash home. Done. Did you import router? Yes. Save this. I'm gonna go here, create store. See, here I am only creating the users, I am not logging in, because here I am only creating. See, done. When the user is authenticated, I am showing him welcome bank screen and also this news application. Done. When I do back or anything, you can't go back to that previous screen, like sign in screen. So this is a use of replace. So this is done. Now I want the user to log in. So in place of this, I will try to remove this from here, just to show you this here. See, when I do auth email address already in use, which means the email address which I am using to create an account is already present, which means I can't create one more email with the same. So I have to create a different email. Previously I gave ARS1 and then I have given ARS2. Before that I just added ARS. So where I can see that data is in your Firebase. Go here and refresh. See, 3 accounts I created, ARS1 and 2. When I try to create one more email with ARS2, I was getting that error. So even that error you can show the user, like if or instead of writing that here, just write after this dot catch. You are getting that error, right? Just catch that error, like write a function error, then inside this arrow function just write instead of writing console log, I will be showing him a box with that error. I will be using for both Android and also web, right? Error. Instead of this error message, I will write email already in use and login instead. Then before this, I will need to check the condition, right? If error dot code, I was getting some error code, right? What was that error? Copy this, can't copy, / email already in use. So you can see this is an error. So if this is equals to, not just equal, if you keep just equal, which means you are storing that. When you keep 2 equals to or 3 equals to, you are checking the condition, or you are checking is it equals to, like that. See, or email address already in use, same error I have written here. I will save this, go back to the browser. See, email already exists, please log in instead. Just click OK. When I go back, I was getting that because I just written alert, but I will be using for the mobile, right? Just write LERT dot. See, by this your user account creation is done. I will close this and no need of that. See, even here I added the same design. Show you, it's the same design. In the same design also I want user data, so I will write value same, like I will just leave this, and also on change text. Done. This is similar for the other piece. Done. In place of value and on change text, I have to provide hooks. Similar, I will write similar things. I have to write again and again. Here I will write in. Yeah, don't forget to import this React Native. See, it is imported here. This is for email, and this is to change setting. This is our password. This is for changing. Set password. Done. Then to handle this data, like the data of input or input of email and password, I need a function. Just write on press. Instead of writing arrow function, I will be writing a variable in a function name. Handle submit. Save this. Here arrow function. In this arrow function, don't forget the syntax equals to. And in this I need to handle the data, like sign in with email and password. Search for Firebase auth. See, you can see sign in with email and password. Click on this. So this is a method. Here also what we are doing, we are trying to authenticate using what email and password. Then if this is done, then that dot, then what we want to do, we can redirect him to the other page or console log, it's your wish. I'll be writing user credential. This is an arrow function. You can log that whatever data you are getting, right? Credentials dot user. save this. See, already have an account. I have this account ARS2 QWERTY. Oh, I wrote sign up over there. I will change this. Login page. See, this login page. Clear this. Go here. When I click on sign up, just check this. Auth. Oh, again I did not import auth. Every time I'm forgetting this. From Firebase. Save. Clear this. See, here I got data. What is my data? Email and also other details, which means I'm able to authenticate the user, but can't see, like he is not going to some other page. I will try to remove this. Try to write 22 here. Here I'm logging in, not creating account. We'll get an error. See, auth invalid credentials, which means this data is not present in the Firebase servers. So how to handle this error? Remember this auth/invalid credentials. See, this is an error because of the credentials. So after dot, then dot catch. This catch also a function. So in this I'll be writing if error dot code equals to, what was this, invalid slash auth/invalid credentials. If this is invalid credentials, I'll be showing alert screen. Alert invalid credentials instead of invalid credentials. Email or password is incorrect. This is done. Yeah, this is done. Save. To show you, I will remove this because I can't show you the mobile screen. See, email or password is incorrect. Done. I should keep alert here to check in my mobile. Save this. Done. Even here you can keep one more validation, like previously I have added, like if email and password is null, show him or return some false. If email or password, I'll show you this. If this is null, I want to show him alert screen, please fill all, then false because this is failed, then return true. If this is not null, send true, which means this is success. Then before this sign in, just do the validation check. If see, save. This also done. Then I can click on already have, I need to write something different here. don't have an account, sign up plus. Even here in this login, sign up. This is also done. I have saved this. When I click on this sign up page, when I click on this login, yeah, even here after login I will try to log in with the actual. See, when I do, I'm getting the data, but I'm not redirect to some other page because I did not write that function here. See here, right? Then what I should do in this dot, then router import this dot replace. What is the use of replace? So that it can clear the history of the router. Go to home, or instead of home, yeah, it's enough. Instead of home, save this, go here, this is done. Save, no need of. Yeah, this is working. In this I did not add anything. Oh. So I'll try to revise this again from sign up or from Firebase. So first you have to import the packages which I have mentioned in the documentation. After doing that, click in this empty space, create this firebase.js file. After creating here, you can directly go to web and also devices, copy that, but remember you have to change these keys to your configurations. Don't copy mine, it won't work. Then you have to import these statements and also change this. And then after that, go to your sign up page, create your sign up page, and also don't forget to create this value and on change text. Inside of this, we'll try to use these hooks, use state hooks to access and to manipulate. Then a function, when everything is done, we want to send the data on submit. When the user submits, when he clicks on the sign up button, we are trying to handle that using handle submit function. In this function, first I wrote create user with email and password, how I want to authenticate him, email and password. Then when it is done, what I should do, then I wrote up one function so that I can check am I getting the details or not. Just use the credentials console.log and dot users. Then either remove this, it's your wish. Then router.replace to send him to some other page if this is a success. Dot catch, because I was getting some other errors, like if user is account is already present, I was getting some error code. To handle that and to show him a pop-up box, you can see that in your mobiles. If you use Expo, email already exists, please log in instead. Then so before doing this, I have used one more check, like if the email and password field is empty, what to show. See this, if it is empty, the below function, below method won't run. If this is not empty, this will work. Then in login screen, similar same design I have used. The same design, sign in with email and password. In place of signing in password, we have written, previously I was writing create user with email and password. Here sign in with user and email and password. Then when it is success, redirect, or when you get error code, handle that. Before the similar to previous one, I was using some checks. Done. Using this use states, I was handling the user input. Done. Yeah, don't forget to import auth and also sign in with email and password. Yeah. So this was the basic authentication of Firebase.